My name is Leah Wagner, and by the end of the speech, you will want to go out and vote after I give you all this information. Every 4 years, citizens get to speak their voice through the election of the Vice President and President of the United States. On November 6, 2012, people across the U.S. will vote for the next President and Vice President. This is your time to voice your opinion. So get out and vote when November 6, 2012 rolls around. After the 19th Amendment was passed, everyone was given the right to go out and vote, ages 18 and older. This allowed more voices to be heard. In doing so, we should all take advantage of this and vote for the person we choose to change, hopefully in a positive way, in our future. Depending on which side you choose to follow, Democrat or Republican, Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan being on the Republican side, and Obama and Biden on the Democrat side. So depending on your views will allow you to choose which side to follow. With that being said, all that matters is your vote counts and makes a difference in the end. So get out and vote. It is nearly impossible to miss the relentless advertising and media frenzy that characterizes modern presidential campaigns. Today, presidential candidates work tirelessly with their campaign staff and supporters. Often, for over a year, their quest for the White House is proclaiming their unique visions for America throughout the months in primaries, speeches, party conventions, and debates. The candidates seem to be everywhere. We see their names emblazoned on brightly colored signs, dotting the neighborhood lawns, and their faces smiling sweetly on the nightly TV news as they exploit their free media attention while mingling with the voters in coffee shops, trying to persuade people to pick which side they choose to go. Their modern presidential campaigns invade our homes and multimedia, our country's earliest contenders communicated at much slower pace than political news traveled, mostly through the conventions at local taverns and post offices, as well as through the newspaper articles and editorials. Elected officials make important and often life and death decisions. So deciding on which political field you want to go into, which would be the Democrat or the Republican, I've got some pamphlets on both. You guys just want to go ahead and look through it. Mitt Romney being on the Republican, and then Obama and Biden being on the Democrat. Each of those have information on the legislative laws that they want to pass and different views that each side has. If you want to flip through and see which one you might want to go to. And remember, on November 6th is when you guys can go out and vote. And you can flip on through, depending on which place or which side you want to go to. Will hopefully one of those will persuade your way, and you go out there and vote. It's very important. One of the laws they passed recently or a long time ago was the drinking age, the age in which you got your driver's license. The amount of money your teachers receive are some of the decisions made by the elected officials. So depending on your vote will help them choose or help us choose which laws will be passed and will change our future. In making those decisions, elected officials respond to people who bother to vote or vote more than those who abstain. Voting does not guarantee the person's preferences will prevail, but choosing not to vote denies a person's opinion or their choice on the matter. first step toward informed voting lies in demeaning your own personal preferences as to public problems are most concerned with the solution you prefer. Sorting out the information about candidates from their speeches, campaign ads, media coverage, and websites is one of the real challenges to citizens in democracy. Many voters use shortcut ads such as relying on candidates' political party label, and who maybe don't trust your vote enough to try to persuade you one way to the next. Depends on how they go about presenting themselves to us. Will definitely persuade one person's vote to the next. So your vote matters, and it's important to get your opinion out there and speak your mind. If you don't, you're gonna get looked over, and maybe the other side might win and the side that you chose not to go with. But instead you skipped a vote. So make sure you get out and vote. It's very important. My sources came from the Herzing Library, the online library. 3 of them did, and then the other 3 were found off Google. They were all EDU websites, and all my information was found from there. Does any of you have any questions? Yep.
Where can I go to vote?
The nearest place to go vote would be the Hudson Community Church, and they start voting times from 3 o'clock to 7. So even if you work till 5, there's still time to get out there and speak your opinion and vote for which one you want.
What day was it?
It was November 6, 2012. Okay? Hope you guys choose to vote.